All right, boys, let's talk Rockets Warriors. But yeah, I think the series could get pretty ugly. And not in the sense of like one team being way better than the other, but more so these are going to be really physical, grinded out games where you could see hard fouls, ejections, a lot of talking, especially by Draymond and Brooks. A lot of it's similar to the game that these two teams just played on April 6th, where the big story to come out of that game was Amen staying glued to Steph. But, Fred was on him sometimes. Dylan Brooks was on him sometimes. Game they recently played, you saw Fred on Draymond, and you saw Şengün playing off of Moody, or off of GP2 as well to be a help defender. And, the idea there is any sort of Steph-Draymond thing, it makes it easier for the Rockets to switch that. And the Rockets are not afraid of Draymond scoring on Fred. And then it also means if you want to put Şengün in the action, you're going to have to run some more like Moody type two-man game than you might really want to, even if Moody is able to do more than just take open threes. Now, if we do see Şengün on Draymond, Looney, or Quentin Post, depending on the minutes for those guys, I imagine the Warriors would get more screen-heavy at Şengün. Maybe they'll need Quentin Post to open the floor up. This does mean we're also going to probably see a lot of Dylan Brooks guarding Jimmy, and you want to talk about just a physical two dudes just crashing into each other type of matchup. That's going to be that. Although that pretty much still applies if Tari, Amen, or Jabari end up on Jimmy too. Is Jabari good with his groin injury? I probably won't talk about Jabari too much, so I'll just say here, they're going to need him on both sides of the floor. And Jimmy will love to get the Jalen Green switch, and he will attack him if he can, but again, the Rockets, they're going to collapse. Their timing on help is really good, but to go back to Steph, look, I get it. Amen was on him as well as you can be in that last game. But call me crazy, I don't think Steph is going to average 3 points in the series. But they are going to have to get about as creative as they can with split actions and any off-ball set for Steph to get him free. Because the way the Rockets switch, the way that Amen is going to fight around screens, if Tari's on him, if Dylan Brooks is on him, if Fred is on him, there's many guys who are going to do a hell of a job at sticking with Steph. But this is something that Steph and the Warriors have dealt with for a very long time now. In the play-in games, he started getting free from Chris Dunn, especially in the fourth quarter, and once he gets free, you know what it is. In the Grizzlies game, 3 threes in the fourth. My favorite being when he screened for Jimmy and then immediately sprinted to the corner to get the pass from Draymond. Now, I do feel like Pods could end up being quite an X factor here because he's probably going to have opportunities to go with Jalen Green. Again, the Rockets will bring help. Şengün is a help defender. If they keep sticking with him on non-Draymond guys, will be a big thing. We're also going to see the Steven Adams Şengün lineup, and when those two are together, the offensive rebounds go crazy. Everybody knows that, but they're just so huge around the basket with those two. The trade-off is, does that put one too many guys on the floor who, if they're involved in an action where Steph is moving and they've got to quickly react, can that just be too tough to deal with for them? And then there's Kuminga, where he didn't play in either play-in game. Steve Kerr may have just decided he's out of the rotation and that's that. But they may need him if they start to really get overwhelmed with the Rockets' size, athleticism. But if they just don't think Kuminga's going to make the right reads and make the right defensive rotations and hold the ball a little too much, then maybe they just don't care. When he was in the game, in the regular season matchup they had, Şengün also was playing off of him as a help defender, sometimes there too. Yeah, look, both of these teams are going to have to work so damn hard to score, man. We can go to the other side of the floor now with the Rockets. The offensive rebounds have to go crazy. The transition buckets have to go crazy. Any opportunity Amen or Tari or Jabari or any of these guys get to go out there, they just got to do it because the half-court offense with the Rockets, it might be the biggest question of this whole series. Jalen Green, here we go, man. The first real Jalen Green test. The shooting droughts, the scorched earth stretches he's had a few of those this season both ways. Let's really find out. Between the pull-up shooting, making reads off of screens with Draymond waiting for him at the rim, or Draymond switching on him, going to be dealing with Moody and GP2 as well. It was interesting how in the Clipper game, the Warriors were bringing doubles on Zoo pretty quickly, even with Draymond on him, and I would think that Draymond has a good shot of holding his spot in the post on Şengün. I don't think he's just going to get back down. Now, Şengün might beat him off of spins and just his awkward Şengün shots that for him are very comfortable, for anybody else would look weird. And with Şengün, look, man, he made an all-star game this year. Love that for him. I was riding the Şengün all-star thing going into the season. Cool. His all-around game has improved, but he did not have the explosion of scoring season that I would have predicted for him to make an all-star team. Let's see it, man. All of the floaters he's probably going to have if Draymond's dropping back on screens. Can he finish over Draymond? Can he finish through the way the Warriors are going to crowd him? The one-legged jumper, the pump fakes, just all of it. Also, does he shoot well enough on free throws? But who knows? They might bring extra attention on him, and if they do, then we play the game of where is Amen? Because if you lose him for half a second, it's going to be a backdoor cut or it's going to be a putback. And if Jimmy ends up trying to help off of Amen, that's going to be really interesting because I do trust Jimmy to not get burned as much as other help defenders might on not losing Amen. But at the same time, it's Amen. He is a 0.1% athlete. And that's probably going to be a subplot of the series where can the Warriors find somebody that Jimmy can get a little more aggressive than the Rockets would really like as a help defender? because I'm assuming Draymond's going to be on the big guys. But you might need Jimmy on Amen just because anybody else might get run over. I don't know. It'll be good stuff. Amen is just so dangerous. He's going to do so much in this series in transition, steals, blocks. He's going to run through guys getting downhill from the top of the key. I fear for, I don't know, if Steph ends up getting stuck as the guy having to guard Amen going downhill. I fear for everybody if Jimmy and Amen meet each other at the rim. But yeah, dude, Jabari make enough threes. They're going to dare Tari to shoot. They're going to dare Dylan Brooks to shoot. I mean, I haven't talked about Fred enough on offense. You're going to get your Fred pull-up jumpers, man. I mean, for everything I just said, it's still going to be a lot of Fred Şengün pick and roll, and you're going to get your Fred pull-ups. Some nights he goes like 5 for 7 on pull-ups, and sometimes he goes 1 for 7 because we know he's not taking a lot of shots at the rim. As far as will Draymond switch more onto somebody like Fred for a Şengün screen, or will he just drop back? I don't know, but the beauty of Draymond on defense is he can do both. Now, Draymond's also going to be a hothead in this series, and the way that he being so annoying in the game they played like 10 days ago was crazy. And hopefully he doesn't lose his mind and attack somebody on the court. It really is just athleticism and strength and size and hopefully enough shot making versus the experience and having Steph and the whole thing. And I mean, Jimmy's going to match the physicality and athleticism, but the Rockets, they've got so many guys to just wear you down over a series. Anyway, who do I take? I think I'm going to go with the Warriors. I know, very creative pick. Everybody's taking the Warriors in this series. I think both of these teams can put each other in the mud, but you got to give the edge to the Warriors when it comes to half-court execution and all that. Like, I still don't know with the Rockets. Like, Jalen Green could drop 30 in one game, and I don't know what's going to happen in the next game. Meanwhile, the other team's got Steph Curry, who, yes, again, is going to be hounded by Amen like crazy.